Hi, and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And it is August. So, thanks for joining us.
Now it's my birthday month.
Now it's her birthday month. We're not going to hear the end of it.
And Eli's birthday month.
And Eli. And my anniversary. So that's fun. So welcome back to our channel. I don't know, I think we have some new subscribers. So I just kind of wanted to kind of reintroduce ourselves and kind of explain why we call it Sticks and Strings. When we were thinking about this, we all do different crafts. You know, their sticks, Beth's stick is a cross stitch needle. My sticks are knitting needles. Eve also cross stitch and crochet hooks.
I paint, which is a
paint,
stick.
yeah. So that's paint brushes
and regular sewing.
And sewing. We do a lot of quilting and sewing. I do clothing, and Eve and I both quilt. So
Just trying to find a commonality.
Yeah, there's like all these sticks. Some are sharp and pointy, and all different versions of strings. So there's, you know, paintbrush bristles, yarn, thread, and everything in between, sewing thread. So that's kind of us. We just like to do fiber arts, and of course we're sisters. I'm the youngest. She's the oldest. This one's
She's the
classic
usurper.
middle child. I'm the usurper because I was born.
I saw in my Facebook memories of something or other, and I don't know what it was about, but you said something about, yeah, she calls me the usurper, and I was like, usurper!
Because she used to be the baby until I
Yeah.
came along. So, so that's us. We enjoy doing and talking about our fiber arts. So thanks for joining us. Grab your favorite beverage. In case you haven't noticed, if you've been here a while, we always have a large McDonald's Diet Coke. It's our thing. I'm normally a Diet Pepsi drinker, but I have to admit that a McDonald's Diet Coke is
Well, you know, yeah, it's
Or
cheap.
a
and
Dutch.
Yeah. So speaking of cheap, it used to be 99 cents, right? It used to be $1 or whatever, and now it's $1.39,
$25,
$1.25, something like that,
something,
which
yeah.
I'm highly offended by.
Which is still way cheaper than anybody else.
I was listening to, I got on a wild hair to listen to 90s country, because when we were newly married and we had our kids, it was like mid-90s, early 2000s, and we used to listen to a lot of country, and that sort of 90s country vibe is a thing, right? So I found a playlist today on my drive for eggs, and I was listening to it, and there was a song called Where the Green Grass Grows, if you know it, and it says, I want to live where the green grass grows, blah, blah, blah. But he's talking about living in the city, and he's like, another dinner from a sack, a 99-cent heart attack. And I was like, you can't get a 99-cent burger anymore. That is definitely 25 years old.
Yeah. Thing of the past.
You are, I think, what is it now, $2.49, something like that. I was like, 99-cent heart attack, what is that? You can't even buy a Coke for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was funny.
I saw another like Facebook meme thing where somebody said, you know, something like, you know, I woke up and all of a sudden I'm one of the old people or something like that.
I know. Well, so thanks for joining us. I think Beth's going to go first. She's
Yes.
going to talk about what she's working on, what she's doing.
Yeah. So so last week I had the Indiana finished, right?
Yeah.
And I was very close to finishing Quilver. I was just doing the quills. I did all the stitching. And so I worked very diligently and finished it. So here's all these little quills. And
It's so cute.
yeah, it was really hard because I was trying to like follow a pattern because I'm no good at like just making it up, especially for something like this.
I kept saying, just approximate where they're going to go.
Yeah, I felt like if I tried to just wing it, I would, you know, like put too many,
I
not
have
enough.
the worst
you know.
time doing things randomly.
Yeah.
I can't, like, if I start to do them random, they wind up in a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get all stressed out about it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's kind of
So
how
I was
everybody is.
so I was trying to like follow like, you know, this is 1 square from the edge, this is 2 squares, this is 3, whatever. so I had to, you know, go kind of slow and make sure that they were more or less in the right place. So So anyway, I did all of his quills. So this is by Ginny McGowan with Blue Flower. And they came out, I think this past Christmas at the Jingle Ball, I think. He's got a little nutcracker that he's holding. And yeah, so there he is, Quilver. It's on 28 count Lugana that is, dyed myself with a little scrap that was left over from some other project I had. And then also I worked on, last month I worked on the little brown bat. And I thought, well, if I have a few more days, I'll keep working on them. And so I did finally. This is also the same fabric that the beaver is on. These are by Cottage Garden Samplings.
Which is this month.
Yeah, and this one is this month, which is convenient because it's all on the same fabric. So this is the beaver. This is where I'm going to start this month. But I worked some more on, let me fold this around this way, on the little brown bat. I did a little bit more work on his wing up here, but mostly I concentrated on finishing down here the leaves and things. So there's like one other leaf over here in this corner that I haven't done anything on. And then this one I did, this down here I did part of it. And this one here, there's one, I stitched the little stem on the leaf, but there's like one square in there where I did like I forgot to cross, I didn't cross the stitch. And so I'm looking for like the right length little scrap of thread, of that yellow thread to finish that. Because I don't want to, like start a new thread and then have, just do one little stitch, So I'm trying to if I get to the end of this section and I have a little piece left over, then I'll do that. So anyway, but I finished all these leaves up here that are, and I finished this other tree. So whenever I get back to this, next time it comes up on my WIP-GO chart or whatever, I can concentrate on just filling in the black of the wings, and then those last 2 leaves, and it'll be done if I ever get back to it. But in the meantime, in August, I'm going to work on the beaver, which is here. I haven't done nearly as much on the beaver. So, and this is on, I don't know if I think it's 32 count linen that I dyed. All of my Year in the Woods animals are on that fabric. I'm kind of deciding whether or not the Cottage Garden Sampling has come up with a new or is in the process of releasing a new set of Year in the Woods patterns that started in June. So they have the wolf, and in July, I can't remember what the animal is. Is it a squirrel or is it something?
There's a something, I'm sure.
There's a something, some other animal.
Some animal.
So anyway, they're in the process of releasing, I guess, 12 more of these Year in the Woods patterns, a Year in the Woods 2. And so I haven't bought any of them yet, but that's on my radar. So for August, the first thing I'm actually stitching is for Cross Stitch Camp. Stitch Something New to You. So this is the Starry Starry Night with Scorn You by Cosford Rise Stitchery, which is a new designer for me. And so I'm going to be working on that. And I had to, I'm going to show you the back of this to show you how big this pattern is. This is my taped together cobbled version of, I made a working copy of the pages of the design. So all the pages of the design were
And you
this.
didn't enlarge them there.
No,
That's how big
all the
they are.
pages of the design were this size, and there were 4 pages for each side of the Viscornu. So the Viscornu itself, this is the front of the Viscorium. It's only this big, right? It's 100, like basically 100 by
It's
100.
really little
Yeah.
for that giant pattern.
Yeah. So the pattern is just large size. They just didn't, some patterns, the printer will ask you, fit to page or whatever, so you could put it all on one page if you wanted to. But but ordinarily the computer will say, well, just make however many pages to fit it, and so it printed like 4 pages for each side of the Viscorium. And so it had, like the shaded things, like, this is overlaps or
But
whatever.
you didn't buy a PDF, you bought,
No.
you bought a
No, I think
physical pattern.
I don't
That's
know.
why you have that.
Yeah.
You bought a physical
So,
pattern.
yeah. And so when I first got the pattern, I thought, why is it so heavy? It's a big, thick pile of pages, basically. And so I opened it up, and like I said, there were 4 pages for each side. So, so utilizing my my
Scissor skills.
scissor skills from many years
One
as a musician, you're as a musician, you sometimes have to tape together copies of whatever. If somebody, like if your part gets lost, and so they give you here's a score, and the score has like 40,000 instruments on it, and so you have to like cut out your little strip, your little strip, your little strip, and put it together so you have just one page or whatever. Anyway, so you learn all these very crucial skills of taping things together in a nice straight line. So anyway, I take the pages together here, and actually now, because it's a working copy, I can fold it up and scrunch it up and do whatever I have to do to make it.
So this is the original.
Yeah,
How
this-
it came.
Yeah, that's the original.
I see. So then you just copied those.
Yeah, so these are just copies of the pages that
It's
came
very
with this.
intricate. It's like so many little
Yeah.
tiny patterns.
So anyway, after all that, this is what I got started on. So I've done there's little white, stars or whatever that are just, it's pixelated all over. They're just individual little pixels. And I'm going to show you my backside, as they say. So for the white things, since they're just isolated, I just went ahead and carried them. I don't care. I just went ahead and carried from star to star, because there's no way that I'm going to do, people theoretically do pin stitches and stuff. I ain't doing that. I just carried them, because it's light enough that, and I try not to, I don't carry in a straight line. If there's like a, one star here and one star here across from each other, I'll do like backwards, stitching, so that the floss in between is like at an angle or something. It doesn't cross over doesn't
The
go
holes.
across the lines. Yeah, the holes. But I did already in this little bit of a start that I got.
Made a mess.
I already made a mistake, but fortunately, it's not a crucial thing. It's I could just leave it. There's a little motif here, and there's little swirls and stuff like that. And in this particular swirl, it's like the inside of this design and then a swirl. And so I just started the swirl like one stitch too low, and I discovered that as I was doing the black around the thing, and I thought, oh, why is that not in the right place? But fortunately, this little swirl doesn't touch anything, doesn't mess anything up. So too bad. It's just a swirl in the sky. It doesn't matter if it's a stitch off. So this is just I did a center start. This is just my little center marker. Yeah, so I did white. I did a little bit of this blue color. I'm a little concerned that it doesn't show up well enough, but I think it does. I think it's well enough. This is I think it's 16 count Ada, I think, that I dyed myself. So I have 2 little squares that are approximately this color. They're slightly modeled, just a little bit modeled. That I'm going to stitch these on. And last week I showed the buttons that my friend Brandy sent, and the ones that I had bought. I had the little metallic buttons that when I looked at them in the store, I thought they were gold metallic, and when I looked at them under a different light, they looked silver metallic to me. But, so I have white star buttons, and she sent me yellow star buttons, and so I have those other chrome buttons, and I think I'm gonna use them
They
on
look
this.
gold to me.
That would look nice.
But anyway, they'll go like right here where this thread is.
What kind of button is this? Like with a moon on it?
I think
or
it's just
something?
white. I don't know if it has,
It has a
it's
moon and a
moon.
star.
Oh,
It's a round button, but it has
Yeah.
a moon and a star on it.
Is it from
The star
just
one will
another
look cute.
button company?
I don't know.
No, it's
No.
a button. You can see the whole.
No, I wonder if it's from just another button company.
Oh, I see.
I don't think it says anything about it.
Mine on the back of the pattern that you want.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because
But,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is my August cross stitch camp project, and my other August projects. Oh, and this is the threads for that. They're all Gentle Arts threads for this Biscornu. Yeah, so there's Summer Meadow and Toffee and Trade Wind are the colors I have not started yet. These other three were used for various different projects. But, yeah. And then I had ordered, when we went to Midsummer Stitch the other day, there was this little exclusive pin set from the Midsummer Stitch logo thing. So there's a butterfly and a moon and a flower, I think. These are from Puttini Lutini. So I had ordered these at Midsummer Stitch, and they came the other day in the mail. So I don't know if I'll I kind of want to put them in one of my Biscornus, but I don't think they necessarily go with any one of the ones I've done lately.
It would go with, you bought the pattern from
I know,
Midsummer Stitch.
I know, but I don't know how I'm going to finish it, so I don't know if I'm going to use these in there or not. But anyway,
Why'd you buy?
they're fun, huh?
Then why'd you buy them?
Because they're cute.
Oh my gosh! Then use them.
I will,
She's just
but I
said
haven't
where
decided
she
where
uses
I'm going to use them.
Okay.
But yeah, like if I find yeah, I don't know. So there it is. So that's me.
All right, and then I'm gonna go next. So I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. Okay, so I last week sewed one pocket onto my aunt's sweater, and the other pocket would make it done, and I didn't do it. It's sitting in a bag at my house because I was just like kind of, I don't know, I was in a weird
Second pocket syndrome?
Sick of blue.
I was just in a weird. Plus, like what was nice about, and I contemplated bringing it back because I had that space to sit out, and it's not really right now. My craft room is not conducive to having all that space, and still getting over that cold. Couldn't sleep through the night until just a couple nights ago. So anyway, I gave myself a pass, and I'm not racing into Mexico in a minute, so I'm like, I'll put the other pocket on some other day. And then I started going through my craft room and thinking about things and feeling things I need to finish, and I don't know, I feel kind of oppressed by them all right now. And so so I pulled out this shawl that I had bought a special skein of yarn. I bought this special skein of yarn. It's called Dragon's Eye, but Beth says it's red, white, and blue, which it kind of is. But it's only a tiny bit of red. Mostly it's blue, white, and black, and a tiny bit of red, like for the Dragon's Eye. You can see it in the center here. So I wanted to find a good pattern to make with this, and I bought this contrasting brown, which gives me blue jeans vibes with the brown. I don't know why. And so I had started this shawl. It's a brioche shawl, and brioche is a type of stitch, and I had started it, and then I pulled it out the other day, and I did 2 more repeats of the pattern. It's difficult to. This is the quote unquote right side with the blue yarn making the pattern. However, because it's variegated, it's difficult to see. And you can actually see the pattern better on this side. Let me hold it where the light will hit it. You see those flowers, these brioche flowers, you can see them better on the brown side. And then there's the brioche stitch going up the front. And this is brioche garter here on this edge, but this is a real brioche stitch over here. I'll take a nice close-up of this. See? You can really see it on this side. It's like a flower stitch. This shawl is called
But the
Ocotillo.
other side is the right side?
This is what I'm considering the right side, because this is the yarn I wanted to feature. But you see how the variegation makes it a little less contrasted.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I can wear this either way. You know, I can wear it with the blue being dominant, or I can wear it with the brown being dominant. And it really is reversible. And so I did 2 full rounds of the pattern, and I started another one, and it was good to get back into it. I still, because this is my first brioche project, and I still understood it. I was like, okay, and so I worked on it for a little while. It gave me some diversion, and this is the kind of knitting that I call full brain knitting, where you have to be sitting. It's not like just like a sock or like a sweater where you're just going, like that blue sweater where it's just going round and round and round and round. This is like where you have to sit, and
pay attention
every
to what you're
row
doing.
you pay attention to every row. What are you doing? And sometimes it can help your brain, even though you're working so hard, it helps your brain rest. I think I needed that after that cold and my very, very stressful first month at my job. So, so this is called Ocotillo. It's by a designer here in Phoenix named Terry Neal. And you can get the pattern on Ravelry, the Ocotillo shawl. And here, I'll put up a picture of the pattern pictures. So I dabbled in that, and then the reason it's not on needles is because I was like, you know, I haven't worked on Hannah's sweater in a long time. And when she was about to graduate from her master's, which was not this May, but 24 May, and sometime in the fall. What?
No.
What?
Has it been that long?
Yes.
How are our kids so old?
I
I'm
know.
not getting any older.
I know. So when she was, during her final graduate year, I decided to make her a sweater. And if you've been with us, you remember. And she picked brown and brown and brown, 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 with brown and brown on the side. And I was like, of all the colors in the rainbow, you want
Like
shades of
Mom's
brown.
the queso con cheese.
Yeah, exactly. So this is this is called what is this called? Genevieve's graduation
But
cardigan.
it looks beautiful.
The designer made this for her daughter-in-law when she got her doctorate. So anyway, this is the beginning of the shawl. Down here is where I started. It has a little edging and then a picot edge down here, so that when you fold it, when you sew it up and you fold it back on itself, the bottom of the sweater looks like that.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that cool?
nice. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll put a close-up of this. And then you start down here with the pattern. And I just lost 2 stitches because I don't have it secured. Good job. Okay. Start down here with the pattern and then go up. Now this is a cardigan, which means, but I'm obviously knitting a tube. But I have, after it's done, which I've never done before, this is all learning for me, I will steek it. I need to put these stoppers on here, hold on. So I'm gonna lose more stitches. So steek is where you basically cut the knitting.
Oh.
And you can see this right here, this patterning I've put in, and I didn't put this, so you can see the center stitch right here. So this is really where I'm going to cut. And I didn't read the book thoroughly enough to realize I was supposed to be putting those 2 center stitches in all the way. But you can see down here, the steek is just, it's not the pattern. You see how it's like checkerboard? Mm-hmm. So this is where the steek will go.
Oh, I see.
Right here. So what you do is you either machine sew or crochet up either side of where you're going to cut, and then you cut it. And this, you have to have the right yarn. This is woolly wool, 100% wool, no superwash. It's wool, and it will basically stick to itself. Now you do secure it, although this designer is like, sometimes I don't secure it. So, so what you do is you cut up that steek, and then you fold the steek part under the pattern like that. So this is the steek here, and I would fold it to where the pattern starts, and you sew it down. And then there's also a button placard that then you pick up and put a button. So this is going to be like, when I picked it up again, I was like, boy, I hope she still likes brown in 10 years. This is going to take me forever. But I just decided to peacefully start doing it again, just to work on it. And I've gotten probably, I don't know, 4 rows done this week. And I was like, I don't remember what size I'm making. Am I making the small? Am I making the medium? And it's the small. So, and the reason I found that out was I had to count the patterns. So you see these little, I put markers on the pattern repeats here. Excuse me. Each pattern repeat is 32 stitches, and I have 9 of them, and I did the math, and then I looked at the pattern, and I, oh, this is the small.
So in 10 years, she not only needs to still like brown, she needs
to still be small, which she will be. And then I decided also I can use my my new toy that I got last week. If you remember, I got this knit until. You see, it's a tape measure. Now I'm supposed to knit this tube until it's 14 inches long. So I can just kind of do a preliminary look and see that I am. If I put the X here, I'm at about
10 inches.
9.5 inches. Now this tape doesn't go to 14, it only goes to 12, but then at 12 I can mark it and then do 2 more, right? So that is that's this toy. It is a toy, it's a knitting toy, it's called Knit Until Tape Measure. So it's a little stitch marker that hangs here, and it just hangs here for the next 10 years until until I decide it's long enough. But in a way, I kind of like, this is kind of motivation. I don't feel so trapped in the wasteland of knitting forever. But this pattern is extremely intricate, so you can see. You know, I really love this tree pattern at the bottom, or these little trees down here, and then the swirls. And now this pattern, it's just a random Fair Isle pattern. And then after, let's see, about 10 more rows, I'll hit this down here, this little checkerboard row like this right here. And then it'll switch. So right now you see that the light brown is the background and the dark brown is the foreground. It switches after a few more rows, and the dark becomes the background and the light color becomes the foreground. And so that'll be fun to watch. And then I knit till 14 inches, and then I have to do another thing, which is create another steek that will go right here. So the steek section, I add some stitches in, and I start to do this same patterning here. This same patterning will be here, so that eventually after the whole, so you basically knit it in a tube like this, and then you cut open the armholes and you cut open the front, and then you make the sleeves and you sew those sleeves into those armholes. And the button and the collar you make separately as well. So that's what the road ahead here is, and I have no timeline. I'm just going to I'm just going to enjoy myself and stop feeling guilty. 2025 is the year to stop feeling guilty over my unfinished projects, and they are what they are, and they'll get done when they get done, and I don't know. So, so that is all I've done this week. And I have still my birthday money because I got so sick. I never went and spent my birthday money. So I think today, after we do this, I'm going to go to Tempe Yarn and Fiber, and I'm not going to get any yarn because I don't want any more projects right now. I actually, okay, so one of the things that I bought myself online is this knit, it's like a knit newspaper. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a big, you get it every month, and it's a big, like an actual old-fashioned newspaper.
I've seen one with crochet.
Yeah, and they have a crochet one too. And it's got patterns and puzzles and just like we're going back old school. So I'm thinking that when that comes, there probably might be a pattern in there I might like to do. I don't know. But I don't want any yarn. But I'm gonna go and use my birthday money and get myself like a bag or accessories that I always look at and never buy because I'm always buying yarn. And I have a discount card full up to use. So anyway, that is me. That's all. That's all I'm doing.
So one of the projects that I wanted to concentrate on for August is Phoenix Biscornu by Tiny Modernist. And I was looking at the copyright, which is 2019. I'm pretty sure I haven't been working on it that long. But
No, I think you bought it more recently.
yeah, it wasn't that long. I finished the front, and I'm working on the back.
Sorry. Can I tell a funny story before you start again?
Sure.
So one of the things that's funny is I had this in this project bag, which I love this project bag. I got this at Joann's back in the day. And I pull it out, and I learned, so this is a hair tie. Those
Those little
springy plastic hair ties that tear your hair out. And I read that you can cut them apart and use them as needle holders. So they'll wedge onto your needles like that, and your yarn will fall off. So I pull this out of the bag, and there's this, but a piece of paper wrapped in there. And I pull it off, and I unroll the paper, and it says, switch back to size 3 needles. And the reason is because when I started this shawl, this Ocotillo shawl, it called for size 3.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh, I have size 3 on
Careful, you're
here.
going to knock yourself out.
I have size 3 on here. So I put the size 2s, which are the small little edging needle size. I put the size 2s on here as like holders, and then I used the size 3 on this. That's why this has no needles. Because when I read that note, I was like, where are my size 3 needles? So I went searching through all my bags. I'm like, oh, those are the ones I was using for this Ocotillo shawl.
It's a good thing you had it.
And so I put little, these are little stitch holder ends on here, stole my 3s back, and put the 2s,
I think you just need more needles.
I know, I need a whole nother set of Chi-Goos. But anyway, so but see, the past me was taking care of present me, because I would have gone on stupid and knitted on those size 2s, and the whole top half of the sweater would have been too small. So anyway,
I thought you were going to say you unrolled like a fortune cookie thing or something.
No, but I left myself a note. I was so smart. I was so proud of myself. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm just working on the back, and I'm working on that because the other project that I should be working on, I don't want to try to work on it and talk at the same time.
So is the front finished?
Oh yeah, it's been
Oh,
finished.
Yeah,
Oh,
remember
I
she had it finished last week.
I don't
No,
know.
it's
No,
been
2 weeks?
finished.
Oh.
I started the back
This
last
time.
year.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize.
It came up on WIP-GO last year, and I finished the front and
Oh,
started
I
on the
see.
back.
I see.
This isn't WIP-GO. That's what I'm doing right now. I picked 24 projects to concentrate on, and I've actually finished some of them.
Yeah.
So, speaking of finishes, hold on. I have to put this over here out of the way. I finished OMG Tree. I haven't put on the little
Charms, the buttons.
the little bobble things. There's a star and a bell, and you know, some ornament looking things. Anyway, but I finished it. And I did it in not the called for, I just did it in whatever color looked right.
Cute.
I think I have one color, but I'm like, it's a light and a dark green, black and brown,
How
you
can you
know.
go wrong?
A while back, I finished the companion piece, Felice Nutty Dog. And I was telling Beth, I said, I had this idea when I saw the paper mache trees at Hobby Lobby. I was like, I wonder how it would look on the bottom of that tree.
Cute.
But I think I'm going to go in a different direction. And then one of the WIP-GO calls, I talked about this, that I didn't want to do it on black. Well, I found a very pale green. Maybe put it right side up. And I started Honey Bunny on that. Now, I started it on July 31st because I looked at all the projects I was supposed to do and I just didn't want to do any of them. And I was like, it was about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So it was close to the first. But I plan on working on this one more day to give it a whole day, because like I said, it was late in the day. So my cross stitch camp piece for August is Boomerang Stitches Ruby Throated Hummingbird, and I love this pattern. I will not finish it, largely because it is one of too many things I'm working on, but also because of the eye surgery I'm going to be having later this month. But this is my start. It's this top little
Leaf?
It's pretty.
No, it's like a bud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. Oh, neat. I see
It's
that. I
pretty.
haven't seen that. Looked closely at that pattern.
and I love the pattern. It's so beautiful.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Are there ladybugs?
Yeah. Little ladybugs on the vines. Oh,
That's
cute.
cute. Wow. That's
I want to get her. This Boomerang Stitches has a pattern called Snack-o'-lantern.
Snack a what?
Oh.
Snack-o'-lantern, and it's a raccoon sitting in a jack-o'-lantern eating candy.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he's
God,
reaching out
so
and-
cute.
yeah.
This
And-
little skinny hand.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, if it's got the kind of detail that you see in this pattern, like they said, little ladybugs and feet for the stamens on the flower and just all kinds of things. And I did some more work on Let It Snow by Stitching with the Housewives. I filled in the green on it and the green on the hat. So the snowman now has a hat, but not scarves or hands or face or any of those things.
That's cute. That
It's-
looks really nice on the black. That's really
This
pretty.
one I was more than happy to do on black.
That's really pretty.
And oddly enough, I didn't have any issues seeing the black.
Because the yarn is, I mean, the thread is so contrasting.
I don't know. No, seeing the holes.
Oh,
I did some more work on Dog Days, free pattern by Silver Creek Samplers. I got a little face.
Oh, he's fan worshiping.
I got a little face.
oh, cute.
Oh, I was like, I want to do his tongue, but it doesn't make sense until I get back to his ear, so. So some of these smalls like this, and I have other smalls, I'm going to work on them
And finish him?
when I,
Oh.
you know, I'm going to keep them out and work on them and work on them, you know, a few minutes a day or whatever, eventually it'll get done. Even if I only put in one thread. I'm like, I can't tell you how many really small patterns I have. I like to buy little patterns. I did some more work on Winter Deer by Tiny Modernist. He now has 2 antlers, eyeballs, part of the, I gotta finish some bobble stuff going on in order to do back stitching. Once I get the bobble, the hangers on the bobbles that actually touch his antlers, I'm gonna back stitch the whole deer. There's not a lot of back stitching in the rest of it, there's just some on the bobbles.
Can I see the pattern? Can I see?
There's just some on the bobbles.
So
I could go ahead and wait, but sometimes I like to get some of the back stitching out of the way so that you're not sitting there, the whole thing's done, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta back stitch this
No,
thing.
yeah, I like to back stitch as I go. This is really cute. It looks like something straight out of Disney. It's so cute.
Oh yeah, some of her patterns are just adorable.
Who's that? Oh, Tiny Modernist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, let's talk weather, shall we?
Oh my God.
This is, this is Under the Sea temperature chart designed by myself for our Etsy shop, Three Sister Creative. And it has been hot. Hot,
Okay.
Mark
hot,
said
hot.
to me yesterday, he's like, you know, we've lived here a long time. Why are you still surprised? I'm like, I know I've lived here a long time. I'm still gonna say this ridiculously hot. Doesn't matter.
Because it's been hot at odd times.
It's like,
I saw.
Normally, it's hot like blazes in the beginning to mid-July, and then it starts to cool off. Not this month.
I noticed, I guess it was today or last night maybe, when it was saying like the forecast for today was 114 degrees.
Yeah, it's been 111 for the past several days. So I finished off July. I started doing the, whatever this thing is called,
But I can't
octopus. I started doing the octopus, and I was like, I just want to get that one fish in. So it's as of the 1st.
see. Did you fix that one, that one fish?
Yeah, I had to frog like 3 fishes from last month. I'm like, that fish is too long. Oh no. And I was like, well, there's plenty of space. I could just leave it.
I told her to make one long fish, one short fish, but you know,
let me see.
she's trying to make her, you know, a model
So,
to make it
yeah.
correct.
Yeah, this past week, it hovered around 109 to 111 degrees.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, we felt every one of those degrees
Yes.
when we got in my car yesterday after the movie. Oh, that was
These
hot.
little tentacles coming out.
Your little tentacles loose on your.
I know, it's because
Whatever
it's
that
long.
is.
Oh, it came.
Yeah, came loose, looked like.
I'll fix it at some point. Not today. Yeah, it came undone. Okay. Must have gotten snagged when the dog stuff happened. I didn't think I had it in the way though, so maybe not. So I have another finish.
Little hamburger.
But I
Easy.
used regular glue, so he's kind of falling apart.
You would stick I was just thinking about that you could put, like, run a line of, like, fishing line through there to hold it, you know, like, through
I
the
could-
middle of it so that it doesn't,
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
about
There's
it.
sewing thread. There's a hair.
Yeah,
yeah, anything like, yeah. to-
not surprised there's glue everywhere in here on me.
It looks like Hank's hair. Dog hair. So yeah, you could take a sewing thread and
Yeah, just, and put a little, you know,
Yeah,
knot or something on the bottom, yeah.
I mean, but you still need it glued together because otherwise it would just
Yeah.
pull apart. It's
So-
cute. Funny.
so little hamburger to go with the big hamburger. So I've done some more work on this water bottle holder. So this is much longer. It needs to be about twice as long because this wooden in half is not nearly enough. I wouldn't even be able to get that over my arm. So it's just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and theoretically I could be done, but I get really bored with it. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. So I took it all back into itself when I'm done. And then the owl. Remember I was having trouble doing that one part?
Yeah.
That is because the pattern says to repeat rows 12 and 13 and then do 13 again, except 13 is not the row you need to finish on. You need to finish on 12.
Yeah. Did the designer clarify for you?
Well, she didn't say about 12 or 13. She just sent a video and then she said something or other. So I actually undid it back to, because I was like, oh, that's how it's supposed to look. I like the petal better this way, the leaves better this way, but hers, in the pattern, I thought that they were supposed to be staggered, one row offset on top. But in the video, they were all in a row. And I said I like that too. So I went back down to here.
Oh, you went all the way down.
I went back down to the beginning part and I did all the leaves, not leaves, what are these? Feathers.
Yeah,
correctly.
it looks really nice that way.
And then once I
Can I see the
didn't
picture?
finish, what?
Can I see the picture? Do you have it? If you don't have it, it's okay.
I forgot.
That's fine.
Once I got all the way back here and went up here, it was easy.
It made sense.
It made sense. The instructions made sense to not have 2 rows of that. I didn't put any rows. I finished, she said, once you finish 5 rows, okay, that's all she had to say. Okay? Oh, I didn't bring the picture for this one either. This is the reading person toilet paper holder. These are little hands. And the next instruction is to stitch directly in these hands. I don't want to do that. I will eventually. I'll get around to doing it. The plastic that's in here to make it stiffer is kind of sticking out a little bit, so that would be even harder, but I'll figure it out, as I have done. That's why these things, I'm like, I haven't been crocheting for a minute. I'm not really a beginner. I haven't done it in a long time, and I don't know the names of a lot of stitches. But so this is the blanket that I've been working on. My FOMO blanket, I call it. So this section was supposed to be this gold color, but I didn't want to make it this gold color. I made it this color. And it has little squares in it that are going to have little bows that would look like presents. These don't look like bows yet. I need another row. But these take forever to make. So I took a picture of it, but the little bows, you know, when you do the next row, you actually make it look like a bow. And I know you probably would be able to see the little present area better
If it wasn't variegated.
on a solid color, but
It's cute.
to be truthful, I don't really care for this color. So I'll use it where it makes sense, like on the gingerbread roof and, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Sure.
But like on the stars there and all that. But I learned something while doing this. So once you, oops, this is yours.
Yes, Mom.
If you're pausing, and you know how crochet just rips out so easily, if you put the stitch marker over the loop,
Mm-hmm.
it can't pull out.
And past you did present you a favor.
Yeah, well, she said, put your stitch marker here. It's one of the things she says in the videos, you know, and count your stitches after each row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I already had to fudge a row because it was like, I count meticulously while doing this because it has to stay 160 stitches. And I was like, how did I end up with 159?
No, it's so easy.
And then I just went, I'm adding another stitch.
Yep.
I'm not going to try to figure it out.
Yep.
So, a long time,
No one is gonna sit under that blanket and go, this row has 159 stitches, and that one has 160.
well, it had 160 by the end.
I know, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I think I know where I messed up.
you always
I should have put a stitch somewhere else. It's, I think, the row before I had done something. Anyway, a long time ago, I bought this pattern. It's by Cause Family, and to make these, because I wanted to use up scrap yarn. I wasn't particularly interested in these cats right here.
Look cute.
They are cute. I have yet to successfully make a cat. It has a lot of pictures, and they're actually pretty decent pictures. It's the instructions I have a problem with.
Oh no.
And so I gave it a bad review because I've been crocheting a long time,
Yeah.
and I understand that English is not their first language.
Yeah.
I understand that because it says the bobby at the beginning of the body section.
Ugh.
Okay?
Or they have a bad proofreader.
And you know what? If you can speak more than one language, you are far better than me.
Mhm.
Okay? So I am not faulting people for that. But the instructions didn't make sense. And so I was going a lot by the pictures and the instructions and trying to, okay, well, maybe if I did it this way. And
I see.
I'll show you the area I'm having trouble with. So I thought about making the ones on top, but I don't really like them because it says to glue the head on. These are for coasters, so
Glue the head on. Why would you?
yeah,
I wish you could know this kind of stuff before you buy patterns.
right. So
Like,
I run into trouble right here. Okay, so I left a bad review and they contacted me and I went back and forth with the guy and I'm like, look, problem is about the English, number one, and number two, it's about the instructions don't make sense. And he said something, and then he said, well, if you have problems changing color, I'm like, I don't have any problems changing color. And the pictures are good pictures. And I told him, well, I'll try to make it again and I might change my review. But they sent me a coupon for another pattern and I was very hesitant. But I thought, this pattern, how could I go wrong? Naomi.
I
You
saw
can
that
either
on the
make
table
it,
when I got here. I'm like, what is that?
you can either make it into little eyeballs or you can make it, and they even show you how to put stocks on them if you want to. The furthest I got was pretty far, but it was curling up into a ball. So I was like, I know I'm not doing it right. Anyway, I said, I'll try this one, and if I give this one a decent review, maybe he won't be so sad. I paid like $1. Okay. Speaking of $1, remember the glasses holders that I had last time?
Mhm.
I had seen these and I had looked at them a couple of times before I bought that other one. And so they sent me a coupon, which made these very cheap. And I said, I like the kitty. And I like the bear.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
I don't know that I would put glasses on it, but you never know. Anyway, I said, well, maybe. So I bought this.
This is a bad pattern, Eve.
I know.
It's just a bad pattern.
That's what I said.
It's just really badly written.
I didn't understand it. I'm looking at the pictures.
Because it's just a spiral. Spirals are not hard. There's the instructions that are given here, forgive me for being so, but the instructions given here are just, they're weird.
I'm
All
like,
crochets in
why does it have
crochet
all this in parentheses and then it says it again below? And I'm like, I don't think something's wrong. And okay, so anyway, the cat and bear pattern, they sent me a free pattern. Look at that. I can use scraps.
Cute.
It's cute.
Those are cute.
Little
This
flowers.
one has a difficulty level of easy and intermediate. I just, I thought something little that I can use scraps on would, to use up leftover yarn. So, I don't know, maybe I should make a scrap blanket. Anyway,
That's what Grandma used to do. She just made blankets of random colors on it.
now you know why I just left it a bad review. I'm like, I tried several times and
Maybe
I
you
just
can
couldn't do
use
it.
the little flower patterns to teach me how to crochet.
Well, see, there's like a
before I do my
typo,
work.
because it says,
Please.
oh, great, I just snagged.
You and your room.
Snagged. Oh, there's a typo, because it says, to do this in a stitch, I think it means in a stitches. I think it means in all stitches. And
To
then
make that one single crochet to one half double.
one single crochet, one half double in a stitches.
I thought that was in one stitch.
I think it means all stitches, and then 2 double crochet increase in the next stitch. It doesn't tell you.
I know, that's why I'm saying. And
then what is this? Stretch the loop bigger. Don't cut the yarn.
so that you can you stretch it out and leave it so that you can start with the brown and go around the half of the circle and then you go back to the white and it
I see.
I think a lot of the problem is not understanding English.
Or just not. This is not.
And then it's a badly
normal-
written pattern.
It's not conventional crochet instructions.
So
That's like that. Was this? Did you pay money for that?
this, yeah, but not a lot. It wasn't expensive, but
I'm telling you should go to Jada and Stitches. She's so great.
and so I left a bad review because I didn't want people buying that pattern and not understanding that you're going to have to really work with it.
I've read 1,000 crochet patterns. That's just not good.
Yeah.
It's like that free one that I got that I made Hannah's sweater out of. I basically rewrote it myself and redid it because it was not good.
No.
It wasn't written well.
And that's the whole point of putting a review,
Walking from
right? And I'm sorry that it made him upset. And I tried to be kind when I was telling him what was wrong with it. I'm like, the pattern didn't make sense, and he got from that I didn't understand how to change colors. And I'm like, I don't have any problem changing colors. I've been changing colors most of my life.
Yeah, just walk away from all that.
Yeah, but I am going to try this eyeball pattern, which is by the same company, because I looked at the pattern and went,
Does it make more sense?
this one makes more sense. Plus, with the pictures, it's like you're just going around and around. So,
Whoops.
what?
No, that's been a mistake.
Okay. So,
That's you?
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's time for question of the week. Last week we asked, what are you doing for August? Nobody offered up anything. We did get a couple comments, so thank you, but I guess y'all don't have any August plans, which is totally fine. It's too hot to make plans. So this week we talked about it, and this comes from me. I am in the middle of between books, basically. I finished Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. If you have opportunity to read it, read it. It is some of the best writing.
I used to have a Kingsolver book.
Yeah, she
when I was
wrote
in college.
She wrote The Bean Trees and
The Woman Warrior. That's what I.
Oh, I don't know
She
that
wrote,
one, but
I think. I think.
but she wrote a couple of books about the same character. One was I remember one was The Bean Trees, and I can't think of it. Set in Arizona, so that's why I first found her. But this one is, it's basically, I think I talked about it before. It's basically a modern retelling of David Copperfield. And so if you know the story of David Copperfield, you see these parallels. And if you don't, it doesn't matter because the book is so engaging anyway. But so I kind of was like, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen because I know what happened to David Copperfield. So, but Demon Copperhead, it's set in rural, I think it's Virginia, and it's really about basically abandoned children in the foster care system. It's really amazing. It's really well written. It's beautifully written. I can't say enough good things about it. But I just finished it, and I had like one chapter left, and I put it off and put it off and put it off because I was like, I don't want to finish it because I love it. You know what I mean? Like that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Stewart talked about that. He said because he reads a lot, and he said that when he's reading a book that he really enjoys, he reads less and less and less
To make it last longer.
To make it last longer.
Yeah. So I finally finished it, and I am looking for a new book to read, and I have this I don't know. I'm afraid of reading bad books, and I will hear about a book, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, and I go and I look and I read the reviews, and as a writer myself, I see in the reviews, I see what people are saying, and I'm like, oh. Now I did read a fairly, it was, I wouldn't say it was awful. It was maybe, I guess, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing while I was reading it. It was an author that I went to a writer's conference last October, and it was one of the speaker's books, and I thought, well, that sounds interesting. So I downloaded it on my Kindle, and I read it, and I enjoyed the writing, but at the end of the book, I was like, what is the point of this? So anyway, it's fine. So I'm looking for a new book, so I would love your book recommendations. Let me know what you've read that's really good and why you liked it. And
I have a book that I'm going to show you. We talk about this that Greg sent me.
oh, okay.
He sent it. I don't know if he sent it for my birthday or sent it for Christmas.
Mm.
But I've read a little bit of it. But I just
And so, in the absence of anything else to
Right,
read,
no.
I decided to reread in the interim.
Cereal box. Oh.
No, to reread The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. She is going to be the keynote speaker at the Writers' Conference in October of this year at ASU, and I am so excited, especially because when I was working at the Symphony, the Writers' Conference is happening the same weekend as their gala, and I thought I can probably go to the conference, but not the keynote on Saturday night because that's the night of the gala, and I was like, I'm going to have to miss it.
That's the whole reason you changed jobs.
And that's the whole reason I changed jobs. No, it just was coincidental, and I was like, oh, yay! And then I was like, oh no, our season starts in October, and I'm like, no. So I'm like, okay, it's end of October. So I put in for the PTO. It's the beginning of October for the conference, and I was like, approved. I'm like, yay! So I'm very excited to. She's doing a workshop, and she's doing a keynote event at the end. And that book, Hannah recommended it to me, and I read it many years ago, and I loved it. So I thought, you know what, it's good. I'm going to reread it so it's fresh in my mind for this fall. But I need some good books. So give me your list of books and why you liked them. That would be
I think
the
a
question
year
of the
ago,
week.
I think a year ago, a cross stitch pattern came out that says books are magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I know, and I do a lot of audiobooks in my car while I'm driving, and I also do Kindle. Now, when the Demon Copperhead is different because I was at the airport, and I saw Barbara Kingsolver's name, and I was like, you know, she hasn't been in my mind for a while, and I'm like, what is this book? And I picked it up, and I was reading this, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting this. So I shoved it in my carry-on and started reading that, and I've loved it, and I convinced Hannah to buy it. So she told me the other day, she goes, I got it. So, I think she's starting that.
I went with your Jeremy Renner recommendation, and I really
Did you listen
enjoyed
to
it.
Yeah, wasn't it good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jeremy Renner, My Next Breath.
I haven't
finished
read,
that
I admit, I used to read a lot, and I really haven't read since
your surgery.
Since my surgery.
Well,
because
I gave you
part
some
of it
books
is-
to read when you were at my house.
Yeah. Part of it is that, like, since I've gotten back into cross stitching a lot, I haven't really gone down the audiobook road. And so, I feel like, well, if I sit there and read the book, then I can't be cross stitching.
Right.
And so I'm like very torn about it because I like the physical feel of books and the physical process of reading. And actually, it's very, apparently, I read some little blurb. I didn't read the article, but about how the physical reading is different uses a different part of your brain basically than
I've read
audiobooks.
that too.
But I don't know. Like I said,
I don't
but
espouse that because
but it is very different because it goes in through your eyes as opposed to through your ears, and it's a very different part of your.
Yeah, but you're still listening to language. You're still processing language, and visualizing your own things in your mind when you read something.
I read books. I read books on my phone, and I listen to audiobooks. But the nice thing about listening to audiobooks is that you can listen to an audiobook doing almost anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can listen to it while I stitch, but mostly I listen to them in the car.
Yeah.
And Beth says, why does your book come on every time you start the car?
Yeah. Well, the only problem with audiobooks, I will say, is that sometimes, like if I'm doing something complicated, like complicated knitting, my brain will turn off a little bit, and I'm like, wait, what happened? So in the car a lot, I do podcasts, and I will even, like, I'll be driving along listening to podcasts, and I'm like thinking about something, dinner, or like, wait, whoops, missed something. So I just rewind it. But no, I do love audiobooks as well. But and I missed. I contemplate. So sometimes I buy a book on my Kindle, but I don't. But I want to knit or whatever. So whatever while I'm listening to it. So I will also get it on audiobook. What's nice is that with Amazon, because we have Amazon Prime, we have Audible, and we have 1 million credits. So I can actually purchase a book through my Kindle, but get the audiobook basically for free because we have the credits. So I wind up with both versions a lot. So that's just something. But yeah, I would love some recommendations. So that's our question of the week.
When I used to drive back and forth between Albuquerque and Little Rock, like for Christmas or whatever, especially for Christmas, I had an audiobook version, I guess, of 2 books that I listened to in a car on that long drive. You know, one of them is a Stephen King book story that I think is only on audio, because he read it like at a college or something like that. And so they made a recording of it, but it's called LT's Theory of Pets, and it's really good, and it's not like a horror book. It just has a like icky ending, whatever.
Yeah.
but ironic, twisty ending, whatever. But then the other story I always listened to because it was Patrick Stewart's one-man version of Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
So he read the whole Christmas Carol book and did all the voices and all the stuff. But it's a one-man like stage reading that he did for a while in New York, like off Broadway or something like that. And so I had heard about it,
Yeah.
but I had never, of course, never gone to New York to hear it. And then he made this recording of it. And so it's great because it's seasonal, Christmas, Christmas Carol. And
You only listen to 2 books?
well, yeah, on the way, yeah. But I did get into listening to books while I was driving because, a friend of mine mentioned that she used to do that, and I thought, wouldn't that put you to sleep? Because I used to listen to music and stuff, because it's a 15-hour drive, right?
Do you remember
So-
that?
But when I started doing that, I realized that it really
It
keeps
keeps
you
you
awake.
we went on a long trip. I'm trying to remember where we went, and the kids were very little, or maybe it was before kids. Must have been before kids. We, because I don't think we would listen to it with them in the car, but we for some reason, our very first experience with an audiobook, I think we checked it out, or I can't remember now, but it was it Tu Wong Fu, Julie Newman, whatever that
Yeah,
is,
mhm.
that
Yeah.
that story, and we enjoyed that. Just we were driving, but yeah. So I do both Kindle and
Well, on
because I
the-
like reading at night.
On that drive back, when I first started doing all that stuff, I used to, at the Love's stations, they used to have like a little kiosk, and a
library?
little
Yeah.
thing where you could check out a book, or you could even check out a movie or something. But they had like this little gun thing that would check out. You were supposed to be like a member of this club or whatever, but I think I paid for it once and I never paid for it again. After that, they never asked me. They just like read the little thing. But so one time I was looking at the kiosk, and I saw some Agatha Christie mystery, story, whatever. I thought, oh, okay, Agatha Christie. And I put it in, and it was the most boring thing in the world. Like, I don't know how long
You get to the next love station and here,
describing this person's clothing or something like that. Is it really important? I don't care. But I was gonna say that somebody I'm watching a lot of videos about Andor lately because I'm obsessed. But there's a kind of a controversy about this one guy's reactions and I guess the videos he's posted or whatever, and his basic premise is that you can't review this properly if you don't know all the Star Wars lore and you haven't read this and you haven't read that and you haven't seen this and that, and the first thing I thought about was this idea that I've heard some actors talked about it or something, but they said if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. So like if you want somebody to understand a character's motivation or whatever, that you have to write it into the script, like if this person is supposed to be angry about something, then you have to write that they're angry about that, whatever. You can't expect them to act like a piece of wood and then said, oh, well, you can only understand they're really angry because in this book 3 years ago, the author wrote that they were angry, but it was but they wrote it in response to the person's behavior. You're just like, that is so convoluted.
Yeah.
You have to actually be able to see it.
Yeah.
And to understand it. And you don't have to have a PhD in lore to read it. And so the same thing with books. If something's badly written or well written, that it has to be in the writing for you to feel it or to see it or to understand it.
Yeah. The problem I find with audiobooks, well, actually with Kindle books even too, is that you can't just easily page back. So I'd be like, wait, what was that? you know, like you can in a real book.
To go back and make
Yeah,
reference.
but-
Oh, wait, what did they
In
say?
my library
Yeah.
book, I can.
No, I
No,
know.
but
I
I mean,
can.
like-
I can. And I mean, it's just a little bit
Like
like
you-
like in a paper book. In a paper book, you're like that was like somewhere near the middle, and you can kind of just flip and oh, there's what I'm thinking of, and
Yeah.
you find it. Whereas in a Kindle, you kind of have to be like,
Can you search?
well, yeah, you can, but it's just a less
Immediate.
visceral. I can't describe
Yeah,
it.
The problem I have is that the books aren't on my shelf, so if I'm reading a series and I remember something from a book that came 3 or 4 books ahead, I've returned that book already to the library and
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, today I got into my Kindle because it was dead, and I finally charged it last night. I really wanted to read when I was going to bed last night, and then it was dead. That's the other problem with Kindles. So I opened it up this morning, and there's all these books in there that Hannah, because we all share an account, Hannah has read, and I'm like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? But anyway, so there was something funny I was going to tell you. Oh, I went to McDonald's this morning, and our McDonald's has completely turned into a robot McDonald's.
And
Yeah, I
I
heard
don't
that.
like robot McDonald's. I'm like, first of all, it didn't give me a receipt, so I didn't have a call number. So I had to go to the person anyway and say I didn't get a receipt, and I don't know what my number is to get my order. And because we happened to go inside, and then I was like, so she gave me my receipt and told me my number, and I was like, okay. I said, can I have my drinks? She was like, oh, the machine fills it for you. I'm like, I can't even make my own drink. I was mad. I don't like robot McDonald's. Sorry.
But
I'm like, that's not
But you know why they're doing that?
because of sip stealers like me.
No,
Why?
because
They
they
don't
raised
wanna-
the minimum wage to like $15 an hour, and so they still have employees, but they have to have fewer employees in order to still not charge you $20 for a sandwich.
Yeah. Yep. And so anyway, I was just like, dunk on it. All the robots are taking over. We were joking. So in this town, there's Waymos. I don't know if we talked about that in the past. It's a driverless car.
There isn't in this town.
Huh? Oh yeah, it doesn't come into Awatuki where you guys live, but most of the valley is covered under there. It's a driverless car and picks you up like an Uber and takes you where you want to go, and I love it. I think it's great. But Mark and I always joke because we get out and we're like, "Thank you, robot." And so when I see them on the road, or sometimes they are very safe, I believe, and they seem to be great. Occasionally they'll make a wrong decision, and I was like, "Bad new robot." One of them turned right. It was downtown where the streets are extremely confusing anyway, and there's train tracks, and there's a lane you're supposed to get in way back here to turn right onto the street, but the robot was on the other side of the tracks and turned right from the street. I don't think you're supposed to turn right from that. I could be wrong, but I was like, oh, bad robot. But so I was joking with one of my colleagues at work that just left. She announced her departure last week very quickly because her husband got an opportunity and had to move really quickly. And I was very sad because I loved her. But so she's from Wisconsin, and she was moving back to Wisconsin. She'd only been here a few months, and I told her, "Have you ridden in a Waymo yet?" She was like, "No, I haven't, but I want to." So she said, "My in-laws are coming to town to help us move." She goes, "So I'm going to tell them we should take a Waymo." So the next day she came in, and I said, "Did you guys ride in a Waymo?" And she's like, "No, my in-laws wouldn't do it. My husband won't even do it. They're terrified of it." And so I was like, she goes, "Well, maybe I'll just do it by myself." And I said, "But make sure that you thank the robot when you get out." And then she's like, "Oh, absolutely." She goes, "Every time I use AI, ChatGPT or whatever, I always say please and thank you, because one day when they take over the world, I want it to remember that I was nice to it." We're always joking about that.
Yeah, but it's not like is it Total Recall where there's a pretend robot guy? He gets all beat up. What movie is that? Oh,
You mean
Or Terminator, where they take
Terminator.
over and destroy
No,
everything.
no. It's a funny looking robot guy in the front, like a Waymo.
Oh,
And you get in the car like a taxi.
oh, how funny. No, I don't know. But,
He's dressed
But it's so
in
weird when
blue,
you're-
like a little taxi guy.
oh, cute. It would feel better if there was a robot sitting there, because right now I just think it's Invisible Man, because the steering wheel's turning, the blinkers are coming on and off.
Have you seen that Waymo commercial where the guy walks out in front of the car and the car stops?
Mm-mm.
I'm like, potato to you, Uber.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's like all busy and talking on his phone, and then he just walks into the street, and the Waymo stops suddenly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so it's interesting because my across the street neighbor works for them, and she told me that early on, before they were giving public rides, she would do testing, and she was in one because they use LiDAR instead of cameras, and that one, the Uber one, where that accident happened, they used cameras and not LiDAR. So anyway, so the Waymos use LiDAR, and she was riding in it, reporting, watching it behave, and all of a sudden it braked, and she was like, what is this doing? It's braking for no reason, I'm gonna have to write it up. And then a cat came from the side of the road. It had seen the cat on the side of the road and had anticipated it was coming into the street. So that was many years ago when we first started talking about all this. And then when I went to Boston in May, I took one there at 3 o'clock in the morning because Mark didn't want to drive me. And it was only the second time I'd taken Waymo. And so they have like a radio, like you can pick different genres of radio stations. And I learned a whole bunch of songs. Waymo gave me a bunch of cool songs. So anyway, took it to the airport. And then when I got home, I told Mark, I'll just take a Waymo home. So I went to the ride share area where they allow them to come. And there was a bunch. Like there was one here picking somebody up and one back here picking somebody. There was kind of a gap. And so I was waiting for mine, and I was watching it on the app, and I see it coming behind the one that's a little further away, and it comes out of the lane, and then it starts to come in at an angle to pull in where I'm standing. And when someone like your family or an Uber driver comes and pulls in like that, you see the direction they're going, you see what they're doing, so you just start to walk toward the car, even step off the curb, because they're right there, whatever. So I just started to walk toward the curb, and the car was sitting at an angle, like it was coming in at an angle like this, and as soon as I moved, it stopped. So I had to say, I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. And I took 2 steps back, and then it pulled in.
Oh, wow.
So it did not want to hit me. It was like, a human is moving toward me, and I will not. So I thought that was very sweet. I have great affection for those crazy little cars. I love them.
I felt bad with the Uber situation that had happened because they had a driver in the front seat who wasn't doing her job.
Yeah.
And they
This
had
was
a
years
person
ago.
who, yes, a long time ago. And they stopped testing here. I don't know if they're still testing anywhere else. But
The person,
just walked in front of the car.
stepped
Yeah.
off the curb,
But
in
it
the
was
middle
also-
of the street.
yeah, it was
But
also
it was
dark.
all the responsibility. Yeah, it was very dark. It was the responsibility of the human in the car to try to mitigate some of that, and she was
She was on her
shocked.
phone.
Yeah, she was on her phone, playing on her phone.
So there's many failures there, but
Yeah.
But I think Waymo's done it the right way, and
Yeah, but why don't they come down with Tukey?
I don't know. And they don't come to my job either. Their little range ends right below my job. So I can't. It would take. But they also right now at least don't go on freeways. So when you go to the airport, it
They
takes
go
you
to
all the
street.
way up Priest. All the way up Priest. I was like, wow, it's taking forever. But it's funny because I guess that's like their corridor because they don't go on the freeway. So there was like a whole bunch of Waymos in there. But it was really interesting when we pulled up to turn right into a street. We pulled up to the intersection.
But they'll go on the 143.
I don't think so.
How do you get to the airport without going on that little bit of freeway?
I don't remember, but we don't go on the freeway there.
Oh,
It didn't go on the
maybe
freeway.
through, yeah, okay,
Anyway,
never mind. Sorry.
it's okay. We pull up to an intersection, and from the back seat, well, you can sit in the front too, which I haven't sat in the front yet. It kind of freaks me out. But you can sit in the front passenger. I think you can even sit in the driver's seat as long as you don't touch anything. But I'm like, I would be too tempted. Anyway, but you can see it from the back as well. You can watch the radar. You can see the cars coming every which way. You can see people on the little LiDAR screen. And so anyway, you pull up to the intersection, and the radar goes like this and pans to the left to see if there's any oncoming cars before it turns right. So it's like, just like you would with your own head, you look that way, and you know. So I thought that was really cool. So anyway, this is not a paid advertisement for Waymo, but I really like them a lot. So I want to make it to Tempe Yarn Fiber before they close to see if I can spend my birthday money. So I am going to have to bug out of here. And I don't think there was anything else weird and funny that I was going to tell you.
Oh, I got behind a scooter on Chandler Boulevard that drove all the way down Chandler Boulevard, an electric scooter.
An electric scooter in the middle of the lane?
In the middle of the left lane on Chandler Boulevard.
Guy standing up
on his scooter, riding in like he's a motorcycle or a
Death wish.
car. And it is my understanding that they get hit often.
Yes.
And
You can't, there's all kinds of...
they don't have a license,
No.
but I am told that they can't really chase them or give them a ticket because it's really hard to catch them if they see you coming.
Yeah.
They see the cops coming, they can go into alleyways or whatever and disappear.
Yeah. But also you see, like, any internet nurse or ER doctor was like, don't ride those. You will get busted or dead. Busted like face, broken up. Yeah. So, well, thank you for joining us again this week. We've had a lot of fun chatting, and we hope that you will come back next week. We'll be here as always. Same fiber, same sticks, same nonsense, same folks. Well, not the same ones, but similar.
Same brand.
Yeah, same brand.
Definitely not the same ones. That's almost gone.
So thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you. Have a great August. Bye.
Bye.